Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Order of Battle Blitzkrieg. This is part 7, I think it is now, in our Let's Play series. We're playing through Blitzkrieg, which is a DLC pack for Order of Battle World War II, which starts you in Europe. So originally Order of Battle was a game that took place in the Pacific. They had a whole bunch of DLCs and things like that that came out. One of the DLCs was Blitzkrieg, which puts you in charge of the German armies during the initial Blitzkriegs in Europe. And then that feeds into a brand new DLC, which just came out a few days ago, which is called Order of Battle Kriegspiel. Kriegspiel deals with the Russian front after the tide starts to turn against the Germans, but we are going to do a grand campaign for Blitzkrieg because you can carry your core force from Blitzkrieg over to Kriegspiel if you so wish, and that's what I'm planning on doing. With that being said, guys, this is the invasion of Norway. We've gotten through 7 turns so far. We've taken Trondheim, the objective in the north. We're moving toward Oslo. We have not yet taken it, so there's still work to be done there. We've taken Kristiansand, and we've also taken whatever this city is. Stavanger. So we've taken some key coastal ports. We've also taken Bergen. So I believe we've taken actually all of the objectives. The only thing we still have to do at this point in the battle is take Oslo, so that's the objective we haven't taken, and then link Oslo up with Trondheim. So we've got some troops up here that are trying to move south toward Oslo. There are going to certainly be some Norwegian centers of resistance between them and us, and frankly, we haven't taken the city yet either, which could take some time. Our fleet in the north is retreating, not these guys over here, but the fleet that was in front of Trondheim, because the Royal Navy is starting to show up. So you can see here we've got a couple of British infantry units and a supply ship that are, showing up. And we're trying to land some troops at this airfield, so we've got an airfield in the north from which we can defend against this ensuing counterattack by the British. We don't have a lot of troops up north. I'm going to try and fly some of my paratroopers, which just finished taking one of these towns down here up into the north as well. I haven't seen any British aircraft yet, other than a single, I don't know what it is, but it's a light attack aircraft. I presume we're going to start seeing some British, like, Sea Spitfires or something like that, given where we're at right now. Looks like this BF-109E needs some fuel, so we'll go ahead and fly it back to the airbase. I'm trying to get my Stukas up north. I don't know if they'll make it. We may fly them around and waste some time doing that. Meanwhile, we've just taken this objective here, so I'm going to go ahead and destroy the enemy infantry, and then hopefully this artillery will keep focusing on the enemy anti-aircraft guns and reduce the threat that our troops down here face. If we take this objective, we can, I guess, advance inland, but I don't really see the need to do that. I'll probably just hold in place on this western objective. This is our supply ship. We also have, I think we get supply from some of these Norwegian towns, maybe not. Yeah, so I guess that's going to do it for turn number 7. Which one of our aircraft is low on fuel? It can't land yet because there's infantry in its way. Those guys doing sonar sweeps. Our Navy is all AI controlled as a refresher, so none of that is under our direct control. It's all being controlled by the AI. Meanwhile, the German fleet is trying to retreat. Our objective is to destroy at least one British naval unit, so we may have to do that with our air forces, because it seems like the AI naval forces are all trying to pull out. So enemy artillery from Oslo. This one, I don't even know what it is, some kind of attack, but it's a biplane, so maybe it's like a swordfish? I'm not really sure. There, the British fleet is moving toward the coast to land some troops to try and race south and deal us a blow. It looks like they won't be able to land for at least one more turn. And there's some British fighter aircraft, actually, that are engaging our recon. These, again, are biplanes. There's a warship down here, I assume. Gloucester Gladiator or something. Additional British landing forces are moving toward Kristiansand and Model, so they're going to land some troops south as well. I'm going to try and land these guys at this airfield. Now, I don't have... These are some infantry. Paratroopers. We'll go ahead and land this guy. Also move these guys north. Go ahead and land the BF-109 to give it some fuel. Then hopefully move it on a trek heading northwards. Trying to get substantial forces into the... Can I move here? Yeah, I can, but I'd rather not, I suppose. Alright, so we're closing in on Oslo. Looks like there's some Norwegian infantry here. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce our troops who didn't fight. And if the enemy attacks us, hopefully we're in stronger defensive positions now than we were. Our supply can all feed through. I'm still using this here as sort of a distraction for the heavy guns of the Royal Navy, presumably. Actually, it looks like Tinst isn't guarded, so maybe we'll have an easier job linking our forces up than I expected. Now, can I purchase any infantry units and deploy them in the north? Like, if I buy a new unit, if I buy this German heavy infantry, for example, can I deploy these guys up here? Doesn't look like it. Can I deploy them anywhere? Yeah, I can deploy them in the south. I just can't deploy them in the north. Alright. Well, why don't we do that? We need some additional punch, I think, in and around Oslo. You'll notice I have 2 armored units I'm not deploying. That's because there is a secondary objective in this battle of not deploying any tanks. I'm trying to see if I can make it, but we'll see. Whoops. That's our supply. And there's still a ways away. No real airfields that we can reach, I don't think. I guess we'll find out. I'm just continuing to fly north, hoping that that we can make it. I guess these guys, since they're in range of the airfield, should fly back and resupply. Okay. Those false jumpers. I'm actually going to move them here. I can't because there's aircraft there. Alright, well, I think that about does it for this turn as well. Have these guys attacked yet? No. Go ahead and reinforce them, in case the enemy decides to get aggressive over there. Alright, that's going to end turn number 8. German Navy continues to retreat. British Navy... I don't see any British warships. Why wouldn't they try and go and get these guys? They'd be sitting ducks. That's what I would do if I was in control of the German Navy. Cowards! They're running away! Stupid bomber. Keep being a nuisance to our artillery. They're just trying to get away. Bring up additional infantry. They're attacking, actually. Our infantry there, driving them back. And some Norwegian artillery. Royal Navy fighters. They're carrier-based fighters, though, so presumably the British have fighter aircraft somewhere around here. As these guys are sailing south to land. Where? I don't know exactly. If in this neutral area? Or this no-land area? I'm not sure. Okay, so this is a bit dicey. I can fly them north, but they've got to land at that airbase. Oh, damn, I was hoping I could resupply him that way. Okay, Trondheim's providing supply now. Enemy troops are landing in the north here. I'm trying to get my dive bombers to this airfield, and in so doing, I'm risking it because if they can't make it, it's going to be probably 2 or 3 more turns before they get there. They'll crash. You know what? Probably should just pull them back. This airfield down south. Don't be stupid. Don't be me. Alright, so the enemy anti-aircraft gun that I think we've got the upper hand against now. 3-1. Should be able to destroy him. This fighter's gonna get 2 reinforcements or 3? 3 reinforcements. This infantry is gonna move this way. I think I'm getting these guys in over their head. And attacking enemy artillery there. Doesn't look like they have much in the way of anti-aircraft support, so actually it might not be a bad idea to bring our aircraft over there. Alright, so we've taken these objectives for several turns now. They're starting to generate their own supply. Our supply vessels are less important. I'm not going to attack that infantry because I will die. I'm going to go ahead and move more of these infantry over. And I think that about does it for this turn. I don't know where they're going. They're going down this way? Wait, nope. Not quite. Got this infantry unit. Oh, an enemy airstrip. Okay. Driving south from Trinst. Again, we've got a very narrow corridor here. The enemy could easily cut these guys off. They're still a ways away from Oslo. We still have to take Oslo. But, if I commit my air forces there, I think I can be more confident. It's just a question of whether Trondheim can hold out long enough. So we'll go ahead and end that turn. Enemy anti-aircraft gun. Come on, Navy. Alright, so there's 2 land troops that are landing up north. They're probably still at least a few turns away. I don't even know why I moved that heavy infantry there to take that airstrip then, frankly. Maybe it prevents the British from bringing in air reinforcements or refueling their aircraft. I don't know. I haven't seen the British carrier yet, but I know it should be around somewhere. Yeah, they're attacking our rear, trying to cut off this unit in the front. And they drove them back, so these guys are going to be cut off next turn. Meanwhile, artillery... Again, this guy's just kind of buying time or distracting the coastal guns so that they shoot at our infantry instead. I'm guessing this spotter aircraft will be shot down very shortly too. Probably next turn. Oh, we did some damage back. Nice. Meanwhile, I think they're either landed last turn or they're landing this turn north. Okay. Ooh, I could construct a pontoon bridge. Not that it matters in this particular spot on the map. Using basic reinforcements to get these guys up to snuff. Right, let's see if we can attack these guys. Nice. 2 casualties inflicted. How many do they receive? 2. Damn. Meanwhile, these guys can't seem to knock out a stupid enemy airbase. So that makes no sense. Runtime generating its own supply yet? Yes, they are. Alright, I don't want to attack that fort. These guys are kind of cut off. Taking that airbase was probably silly, but at least they're in a blocking position for any troops trying to move south. Not enough points. Not enough points. Meanwhile, our false jumpas are going to move north toward this airfield. See if they can get there unharmed. If 109 will go ahead and take off. Stukas, which are almost out of fuel, will go ahead and land their next turn. These guys are going to head west or east. I don't think we have to hold for a certain amount of time. We just have to link Oslo and, what do you call it? We don't, I think we just have to link Oslo up with Trondheim. So I think if we do that, we win. So really it's just about buying time and making sure that the British don't retake the northern objective before we can do what we need to do. So again, I've advanced south a good deal of the way. There's just not that many hexes after we take Oslo that we have to drive north. We just have to actually take it, which is taking some time. But I imagine it'll be 3 or 4 more turns until the British are a threat to Trondheim, and we can probably hold out at least 2 turns from there. So I'm guessing we've got 5 to 7 turns. That's probably not enough time, depending on what I can do with these paratroopers. But it might be enough time. It depends on how quickly I can build that corridor and make sure that the Polish or I keep calling them Polish, that the Norwegians don't cut our northern sort that narrow corridor off. I also don't know how many of these towns have resistance. Damn. Starting to overwhelm our infantry there. They're a little bit overexposed. Oslo should fall in a turn or 2, though. There's the British units moving. You can see they're moving into land. They won't land for 2 more turns, though. I mean, they'll move in next turn, then they'll land the turn after that. You can't move and land the same turn with naval forces. Okay. All right. This is panning out about as well as I could have hoped, actually. We drove back the enemy artillery. We drove back the enemy infantry. Guys are flying south to go refuel. These guys are flying north. Get in on the action. Oslo might fall as early as next turn. And then we've just got to link up with these guys. So we can move our paratroopers in to accomplish part of that link up. There are some Norwegian heavy infantry by the looks of it that are going to be between us and the objective point. Enforcement for them. Them up. Give these guys some reinforcements. Yeah. Those guys have supply. There's nothing in that town, though. I think we'll keep our engineers back. I was hoping they could take this pillbox or something. They are engineers, but it doesn't look like they're going to be strong enough to do that. I don't have enough money to turn them back into paratroopers. Destroyed that enemy flak gun. So maybe we don't need as many turns as I thought. Go ahead and end this turn. Oslo kind of fell apart a little bit more quickly than I assumed it would. Now it's just a matter of how quickly we can get north. That stupid airbase that just won't die. That our infantry apparently is unable to attack. I don't know why that one naval unit is using sonar. Seems like an odd decision. Enemy aircraft here. Presumably they're going to land or something. British land ships are taking position here south of Trondheim. North of Trondheim, there's certainly a shore by now. So we're going to meet them as far north as possible, I think. Meanwhile, our artillery will reinforce. I think our infantry will move west to engage the enemy before they get there as well. They could move down either of these roads, though. Oh. All right, so we rested our infantry for a turn. Now they can effectively attack this airbase. Good. Oh, great. Our false jumpers just landed, and there's 2 enemy units right near them. Hopefully they can start weakening this bunker, but they're going to get destroyed pretty quickly, I think. Alright. Enemy flak gun destroyed. Let's see how quickly we can drive east. Alright. That's destroyed. Can't quite get in there to destroy that enemy gun. Still a turn or so away. But it's weak enough that I don't think it's much of a threat. Go ahead and get some of our dive bombers off the turf. Get them over into play. And, I mean, these paratroopers are going to die up here. Certainly. I don't think there's any way we get there in time, but maybe they weaken some of these guys a little bit. By a little bit of time. Move these guys up here. Take that airfield. And move them back into Bergen. Make sure they're not surprised by any enemy troops coming in around them. Reinforce them in case the enemy might attack. It's still feeding supply into this airfield. Yep, so turn number 12. 13. It's up. Let's see if the enemy wipe us out here with some counterattacks or not. Certainly moving to surround our paratroopers. By the way, I just realized I have no supply. I should have flown them north to Kopang and landed them near that airfield. They're going to die right here. And there's quite a few enemy infantry that are assuring that that happens. Surrounded. And dead. Darn. Well, they took out 2 HPs and a machine gun bunker. That's about all they accomplished. Here dies paratroopers that the historical gamer foolishly wasted. Okay, so enemy infantry's advancing. We've engaged them in the north. There now appears to be better enemy fighters. Those look like maybe sea Spitfires or Hurricanes or something. Allied incursions. French and British troops have landed on Norwegian soil. We must drive them back and seize their bases before the operation can be concluded. A new objective is added. What? What do we have to take? Destroy 6 allied ground units. That's gonna be fun. Alright, so Oslo's fallen. Alright, Oslo has fallen, and now we are driving north to liberate our boys. Not liberate, but link up with. Okay. Alright, I guess we can start flying our Stukas north. Our Air Force is going to have to do the bulk of the heavy lifting, I think. These guys are just wasted sitting here, but I don't have any money to turn them into paratroopers. I could turn them into naval units and send them north. I'm just really worried I'm going to lose Trondheim. I think it's gonna take them time to bring more than one unit to bear against us. Can we maybe suppress them a bit, make them less effective? We can't reinforce this turn. Huh. Not sure. There's gonna be troops coming from both sides, I think. Alright. We'll see how this works. I think I might lose Trondheim, at least temporarily, till I can get more of my troops north from Oslo. There's going to be that one big pocket of troops that we're going to have to fight our way through that destroyed our paratroopers. Okay. Enemy infantry attacking, heavy infantry attacking ours. I'd like to reinforce them. Darn, another British unit. Well, they're at least delaying the enemy. I thought they'd be a little bit slower. Have to tank support with key points in southern Norway secured. OKW's decided to deploy an ad hoc formation of light tanks to support further operations. So, does that mean I can deploy a tank, or I'm not allowed to? Go ahead and try and destroy this bunker. These guys up here. Infantry support moving north. Could really use some vehicles. Some of my troops have vehicles, some of them do not. That's a Stuka. I'm going to try and race north with our armor as soon as I can get it ashore. There's another BF-109. Just to reinforce you that way. Just the minimum. These guys need reinforcements. They also need to pull back. Get some reinforcements, retreating as well. What if I bombard them? Still the same result. Alright. So I think that about does it for this turn. Not sure where the British are coming down this direction, so I guess I'll move him over here. Also don't know what... well, I don't have any money to purchase new units, so I guess that doesn't matter. Alright, no damage by the machine gun at least. Enemy aircraft are moving south. We've got fighter support in the area, so I think we're okay there. Their infantry is doing some damage against our leading elements. British infantry keeps advancing southward. Alright everybody, I'm going to go ahead and cut off this video right here. We're about halfway into the Battle of Norway. Well, not halfway. This is part 2 of the Battle of Norway. There will be 3 parts. So we're about 2/3 of the way through this particular fight. We've taken Trondheim. We're in the process of trying to link up the forces south of the city with the forces north, and still trying to drive north from Oslo. We did just right there destroy the airfield, but we've got some Norwegian forces between us and the troops to the north. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and end this particular video here. This was a little bit of a long recording, so I'll just go ahead and step out and meet you guys back up next time around. So I hope you guys are enjoying the fight and order of battle Blitzkrieg, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.